welcome to another episode of The Conversation Station. This episode, we're going to do a review on the new Fantastic Four trailer. The trailer is extremely exciting and really just looks awesome from the beginning to end, and it gives us a lot more better look at different scenes and extra scenes that we've seen in the original sneak peek. So beginning with just how great the powers look and how great the effects look. We finally get a look at Reed Richards stretching a little bit, so that was absolutely exciting. Obviously, that was a big question of the first one, is were they done with the effects of him stretching and stuff like that, or did they just not want to show the powers? And since we got such a brief look, it's going to be interesting to see how much of that we see in the movie. I hope personally we see a lot, but it looks awesome. We see Johnny flaming up. We see the Thing running through buildings and lifting up cars. We obviously see that they are an established Fantastic Four, meaning that their origin story kind of already happened, and the news anchor is explaining how they've already went to space. So again, I don't think we'll see too much on that, just references to it, and we're going to be past the origin story, and we're going to be there. This is going to be a more like I said, established Fantastic Four within the community and within New York City. So to wonder, how that differs from the way the Avengers are perceived, how they were, less known up until everything happened. It's going to be interesting to see how that differs. And one thing is with Galactus coming, the big world-ending event, the question is where will, the Fantastic Four end up? Will they end up staying in their universe, staying on their world, or, will Reed Richards, as we see in the small clip from the trailer, that he says, there's not enough time. Will that lead him to have to leave his world and his universe and go into possibly another one? That's a really, big, interesting question. Or are we already dealing with our universe, our world, and is this just something that's happening there? That's something that, I'm definitely interested to see, and how they explain what's going on there. Galactus being the big bad, and we see our new Silver Surfer, which I think just looked fantastic. I can't wait to see more, and I hope there's, good fight scenes between the Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four, and I just hope there's a lot, a lot more fighting in action. That's what I hope we get plenty of, because it just looks awesome. We see Johnny go after the Silver Surfer into space and kind of, run out of flame, because obviously no oxygen up there. And he just kind of falls back down to Earth, and I'm guessing catches himself once he gets back low enough. They're definitely intrigued, and Reed definitely feels like it's a little bit his fault, because, he says he, basically knocked on the door, or, sent a message out into space, and, they heard it. And because of, their powers and everything like that, and I'm guessing what he's doing and the research that he's doing is, what he's talking about. Another big bombshell is that, they announced that Sue Storm is pregnant, and that's extremely exciting, because obviously that's going to be Franklin Richards, and that's really cool. Just excited to see that character, an Omega level mutant, reality warper. So it's going to be cool to see how they bring him in and how powerful they're going to allow him to be in this universe. Like I said, just to see how they evolve over time and how these actors do with these characters is definitely going to be the ultimate. But if this trailer is a signifier of anything, that we just have a really fun journey to look forward to. And hopefully, all this goes in, right into everything that's going to happen with Avengers Doomsday and everything else. And I'm really excited. This is the most excited I've been for a Marvel movie in a minute. And it's just really cool to look forward to. The Thing looks absolutely phenomenal, and I hope we get more cool scenes, like the one of him lifting the car and just interacting with kids on a daily basis, and just trying to be normal, just because, he's obviously the most different out of all his, family members. Like, they all have, their regular skin. So, he's the only one who looks different. So it's just cool to see those little humanizing moments with him doing cool stuff with the kids and cool stuff with other people. So I just hope we get more of that and more cool shots. And I love the setting of the 60s. I think it just looks really good. And I can't wait to see more of the sets and stuff like that. But yeah, really excited for it. I think it's worth watching. If you haven't checked out the trailer, please do go check it out. And I believe the movie's coming out July 25th. So yeah, we should be ready for it, and I can't wait. I appreciate any time you spend watching, and thanks, and I hope to see you again.